name of Govberg, and welcome to the world of IWC. Today, I'll be your guide to the proper usage, care, and maintenance of your IWC Portugieser Automatic. Now, although this is an automatic winding watch, you can see the case back winding mass, the timepiece can be manually wound should it run down by taking the crown in its first position flush to the case and turning it clockwise 20 to 30 turns. Now you'll note the advance of the power reserve gauge at 3 o'clock, and when you see the advance of the constant seconds hand, small seconds at 9 o'clock, you know the watch is running. At this point you can set the date, set the time, and the natural course of kinetic action on the wrist in conjunction with the case back winding mass will wind the watch automatically. But should you wish to fully wind the watch up to its maximum rated power reserve of 7 days or 168 hours, simply continue turning the crown. Watch the power reserve scale at 3 o'clock and advance the indicator to the end of the 7th bracket. Now, you can turn the crown a few more times than necessary with no hazard to the movement, because just to be certain, if you wish to advance the watch all the way to the end of its power reserve scale, the bridle style mainspring is designed to slip and relieve excess tension, so you cannot accidentally overwind the watch. Instead, simply listen for the click or tick as the bridle slips. That's your sign that the watch truly is fully energized. At this point, two subsidiary features allow for more precise setting of the time and date. The first, actuated 2 detents out from flush to the case, is known as stop seconds or hacking. You'll note that the constant seconds or small seconds indicator at 9 o'clock has halted. The best way to use this function is to wait for the seconds hand to reach the index at 60, then advance the minutes hand to the next nearest minute relative to a known accurate reference, such as an online atomic clock. When the reference clock catches up to the second and minute that you've set, push the crown back in. You'll note the seconds hand continues to advance. Now you've synchronized the watch to your reference time. Now pull the crown out, 1 detent, and now you activate the quick set date. The quick set date allows you to jump the date at 6 o'clock rapidly. Should the watch run down or encounter an irregular length month, you can use the quick set to rapidly cycle and correct the timepiece. It should be noted that the quick set should not be used between the hours of 8 p.m. and 3 a.m. as this is the sweep of the dial and the period of the day during which the watch's automatic date jumper is engaged. Attempting to use the quick set while the watch is automatically jumping the date can damage the mechanism, so pay attention to the time of day before using the quick set function. Now, there are 3 primary hazards to your watch in regular use: water, magnetism, and shock. Water is the greatest hazard. Your timepiece is water resistant to 3 ATM or 30 meters, which is sufficient for splash or rain exposure. However, it's important to note that no leather strap is ever water resistant, as leather is a natural porous material that will degrade rapidly in the presence of moisture, so always ensure that leather is protected entirely from moisture. The timepiece can be unduly exposed to water hazards if the crown is removed or any of its winding or setting functions are used when the watch is submerged or even when there's water on the case. So help to avoid accidental drowning. Ensure that the crown is always flush to the case and that none of its functions are utilized while the watch is wet. This avoids bypassing the seals and introducing water to the interior of the watch. Finally, IWC reminds you that water resistance is not a static feature of a watch, and over time, as seals age and lubricants degrade, the watch's water resistance will ebb. Therefore, IWC recommends every 12 to 24 months having the watch water tested with an authorized service center to ensure that factory-rated hermeticity is retained. Magnetism is another threat, a hidden one, but one that is ubiquitous in daily life. The hairspring at the center of your watch's balance, its heartbeat, is ferrous and can become magnetized by purse and wallet closures, refrigerator doors, speakers, subwoofers, and MRI equipment. Therefore, keep your watch remote from these. And if you suspect, due to erratic timing, either fast or slow, that your watch has become magnetized, take it to an IWC authorized service center where specialized equipment is available to quickly and easily demagnetize your watch. Shock and concussion, however, can cause more permanent damage. It's important to remember that a fine mechanical timepiece can be damaged by extreme violence on the wrist, so ensure the watch is disused during firearms marksmanship, batting, tennis, or golf, or while riding mountain bikes, ATVs, and snowmobiles, as all of these are concussive and can damage your watch. Finally, IWC recommends a comprehensive service overhaul every 5 years. This will involve cosmetic restoration of your watch's finish. It'll involve restoration of water resistance, disassembly, cleaning, oiling, and re-regulation of the movement. And ultimately, it should be performed exclusively at authorized service centers where specialized equipment, trained personnel, and original factory replacement parts are available to protect the value of your watch as both an instrument and as an investment. Moreover, only authorized service centers are permitted to back all work and parts invested with a global IWC factory service warranty. Finally, visit our website at govbergwatches.com and click to email, text, or call our experts who will be happy to walk you through every phase of the ownership and care of this or any IWC fine timepiece.